Okay, you guys. Okay, you guys. Sometimes we collect data and we want to make predictions. And then there are rules. Allison, shouldn't have that in here. Oh, it's water. Okay. Then there are rules that you use to connect that data so you can make predictions. It's not done though. Okay. So we are going to write equations for lines. Now we're just doing the skill part of it. I didn't do the word problems. If you want to do the word problems, that'd be great. You all have a worksheet. And we have two ways to write the equation of a line. Y equals mx plus b. This is all review. We have a quiz, and I don't like grading bad quizzes, but my guess is not going to have very good quizzes because the homework doesn't look very good. Okay, that's called slope-intercept. Now, I don't like this to be math magic. It's called that because this is the slope, and that's the y-intercept. Okay, Nick? The slope is m, and it's the y-intercept. Now, if I look at my graph, and I draw a line, I can say this straight. Okay? Caitlin? Yes? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I gave you one. Okay, you guys? You had some problems with this yesterday, I noticed. These are points. Every point on the plane has an ordered pair to name that point. So, this is called the y-intercept. Yeah, but what is the ordered pair there? That's what we had problems with yesterday. What's the x-coordinate? Lalo? It's 0. Because you're going to start at the origin and just go straight up the axis. You're not going to move right and left. That's what the x is, right and left. What's this? We call that b. That's the y-intercept. So when I have this, this really is 0, comma b. And you might ask me questions out of the homework because they said something about an x-intercept. So we do know where x-intercepts are. It's also an ordered pair. One of these is 0. Which one is it? Is it x or is it y? It's the y value because you didn't go up or down. You went to the left. You stayed on the x-axis. So why don't I call that x value a just for ease? So when you are given, Mariah and Allison, when you are given an x-intercept, if I tell you the x-intercept is 4, then that's really the ordered pair 4, comma 0. And I think there's going to be some problems on here. Well, the parallel part might be tricky too. Just realize this. We can work through this together. Okay? Rachel, is that okay? Is that okay? Is this okay? Do you understand x-intercepts and y-intercepts? So if this is at 5, this would be 0, comma 5. I know you don't like the letters. Hi. Then we had another form. Okay, Cole? We did point slope form yesterday, which you should have found to be easier. What do I need to know for that one? Focus, focus. I need to know what? A point on the line, and I need to know the slope. I introduced it with a table because we've just been doing tables. I thought that was kind of a nice way to go into it. But you could just learn the formula if you want. Allison, question? You can take those right on here. Okay. So we're going to do some of these. Now let's just do a couple other things so we can do the front side of the paper. What if lines are parallel? These lines are parallel. What's true about them? Well, okay, they may not look very parallel, but they're supposed to be. Like railroad tracks. Everybody's familiar with railroad tracks, right? They have some where they move them over, but generally speaking, when a train goes on the tracks, one wheel's on each, they're parallel. with curvature because you're doing geometry on a sphere now, which is not the same as doing geometry on this flat surface. We're going to get to it, yes. So, and then what we're going to do is worksheet problems. But what's true about these if they're parallel? What's true about their slopes? These are parallel. And the symbol for that, because you'll see it in geometry when you take geometry, looks like that. That means they're parallel. Are their slopes different? What's true about the slope here and the slope here? They're the same. So if you have parallel lines, and I'm going to slide that.
So I did that the last bit, but I wasn't finished. Switch down, I believe, and you said you grabbed it.
Oh, I did. Yeah, hang on. Parallel lines. Well, I didn't grab it out of that. He put it in the complete folder, so I grabbed it. I think. Well, hang on. I'm going to... Guys. Hang on for a second. I got to help my student here. Okay. Okay. Shh. Okay, what's true about parallel lines? They have the same slope. So hopefully you did question 1. You guys, we don't have time for a lot of the fooling around that's going on in here. And that's fine. You just get your linear algebra credit. That's all you're going to get. You're not going to get a quadratic credit.
What is this?
It's supposed to be quadratic, but we're not getting there because you're not using your time in class. You know, I like you to have fun. That's okay, but you got to get your work done too. Okay? Yeah, these are some good notes for you that you can bring on your tests. Now, we have a quiz scheduled for tomorrow, but I'm not sure we're ready for it. Honestly. I did update Schoology. I did. Okay? That's really all you need to know to do this. So it should tell you... Yeah, oh yeah. And we'll skip the perpendicular one because I don't really care about it that much. Now, this is the quadratic. So this is what they were expected to know right away coming into quadratic algebra. We've been working on this, so we should do better. Well, I hope we do better. And so if you are done with writing those notes down, then you could try to do number 1. That means they're parallel. That's a symbol for parallel. And math people are really lazy. So if you're lazy, this is a good class for you because we invented all these symbols to make life easier. I don't want to write parallel. So they invented these symbols. Somebody did it. I don't know who did it. Probably the Greeks. That's how old this stuff is. It's really old, some of it is. But we all accept what people have done before us. And so even though you may not agree with something, it doesn't matter. Because we have to all do the same thing. So order of operations, somebody decided that's the way we're going to do it. That's the way your calculators are programmed. They're already decided. They're hardwired to follow the order of operations that I teach. Okay, are we ready? Let's try the first problem. David, do you have number 1 done?
Yeah.
Good. Can I switch pages now?
No. I'm done. Actually, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to write the 2 forms here. Y equals mx plus b, just so we can have it visually. And y minus y1 equals mx minus x1.
When do we get to m equals or y equals x squared?
The quadratic stuff? Not for a while. We have to do systems of equations first. Okay, David, you said you had this done?
Yeah.
What is the y-intercept?
Y.
Not positive 5, negative 5. And actually, you'll get this, you'll do well with it if you write it as an ordered pair. It's 0, negative 5. But I would accept negative 5. No problem. Now, number 2 is a trickier problem. I'm going to add the question here. What is the slope in this problem? Didn't ask that, but I am. David? What's the slope? 4. Look at this. By the way, slope is always a number. It's not an ordered pair, but it's a number. Pardon?
Kind of ski thing.
It is. It's how steep it is. But it's a number. Measuring the skiing. Now, this, I'm going to rewrite so it looks like this. Now, do you agree that these are the same thing? Y minus a negative 9 is the same as y plus 9. What happens to two negatives? They make a positive. So there's two ways to do this. You can either rewrite these so it looks like this. Hey guys? It is. Okay, you guys? And this one is this. So we can write down that what's y equal to? Oh, I don't like that one. What's the y coordinate? Mariah? Negative 9. What's the x coordinate? Negative 6. Yeah, this is problem number 2. What is the point identified? It's negative 6, negative 9. You may write it either one of those two ways. I don't care. Okay, Allison? One way to figure out what the point is you find it here, and what would make this 0? Because this is really nothing more than a translation, moving the line. What would make this 0? Negative 9, negative 6. So either you write it like this, and you figure it out, or you go here and you look at it and say, what makes it 0? You'll get it. Okay, David, what did you get for your answer for 2? It's negative, because remember the... Okay, but those negatives are so important. So it's y minus a negative 9. If you can remember, it's what number will make this 0, that'll do it. That's the easy way to do it. Okay, number 3, what's the y-intercept for y equals 8? 8x, excuse me. Yeah. What's the b value here? What's added on here? Nick, what's added there? I don't see any negatives. What do you see here? Math is so nice, it tells you what to do. What do you see added over here? See what your gut response is. That's right. It's exactly right. You don't see anything, so guess what it is? It's 0. You see how math tells you what to do? You have to learn to read it. You have to learn the language. Well, I'm talking about in terms of math. Okay, so what's b here? It's 0. Okay, what is the point on this one? Y equals negative 1, x minus 7. I'm going to rewrite it a little bit. It's y minus something equals negative 1, x minus 7. What is the something that's there? And yes, you use your gut instinct. What's being added to y? Nothing. So what number represents nothing? 0. Okay, so what's the y value? It's 0. What's the slope? This is the slope. Negative 1. What's the x value? What will make this 0? Yes. So what's the ordered pair? It's 7, 0. Okay, did you get that right? So 5, you should be able to write the answer to 5 down. 6 is easy. 7 is easy. 8's harder. 8 and 9 are harder. And if we want to do perpendicular, we will. Okay, are you ready? And then I'm going to give you the review worksheet, but some of you still have not done the assignment out of our textbook. I have to admit, I forgot my book today. I was not happy. Okay, did you write down the next one? So what do you have here? What about the sign there? No, that's a negative 6. That's a positive 6. Good job. Okay, ready? If you have this all done and you're right, you can work on your book problems. Now, you guys, why do you think I know this so well? No. I've been teaching for 34 years, and how long have I been doing this? For 34 years, that's just after college. I've been doing it in high school, too. Yeah. Because what? Still can't hear you.
You were listening in class.
I listened in class, and I did my homework, and I practiced. True, but I knew this stuff pretty well in high school. This is y-intercept, slope-intercept, sorry. This is point slope. Okay, you should be able to quickly tell me the answer to number 5. I know David has it.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick, what's the equation for the line that has those numbers? That's right. Okay, what's M? Good. What's B? Done. Good job. Lachey, is that okay? That's it? You guys all make math hard. Sometimes math is, yes. What reduced? Okay, what about number 6? Now, some of you want to do y equals mx plus b. That is not the easy way to do this problem. Okay, Nick? David? What did you have for this one? Alex, do you have this one down? Sure. Well, that is probably the answer. What do you have? Honest to God, I don't know what it is in slope, y-intercept slope form. I do know it is in point slope. So it's y minus what? Allison, what goes here? Negative 2, that's the y value, equals? And it's x minus? I'm happy with that. Yeah. Let's not make it hard. But if I wanted you to switch to y equals mx plus b, we could do that. Oops. This would be y. What happens to 2 negatives? Plus 2. Now, we haven't reviewed distributive property, but we can. So this is y plus 2. Let's go ahead and distribute on the right side. If you were asked to put it in slope-intercept form, I usually don't ask you to do that, but that's okay. That's okay. What happens here? What do you get? What's a negative 7 times x? Cole? What's a negative 7 times x? Negative 7x. Now here's the part where everybody gets it wrong. Caitlin, what's this going to give me? What's a negative 7 times a negative 1? Very good. So I have a lot of students who do that wrong. Now, I still want y by itself, so what do I have to do? Minus what? No. What's added to y? I don't want the 2. So why don't we subtract it? Minus 2. Do I subtract it from the 7x or the 7? Which one is it? The 7. And so I get y equals negative 7x plus 5. Well, you were doing this, and this is all it was asked for. Either one's okay unless I ask you to do both. Honestly, even if I want to do y equals mx plus b, I always start with point slope. I like it much better. Yes? Well, let's get the answer to 7. We'll do that one. Just wait a minute. What's the answer to 7 then? Alex, do you know this one? What's the answer to this one? We're going to do point slope because that's what I got. Nick, what's this going to be? Y minus what? What's the y value? No. That's x. It's 4. That's right. Equals what? David, what's next? 1/2, and then it's x minus that one, -5. Those minuses are not the same. Done. I'm not going to change it. Yes, we could change. We could simplify it. Right. I don't want students to see me do black math magic. I want you to see where the signs come from. Now we're going to do 8. What's the slope here? -3. That's the slope of that.
Wait.
I'm going to graph it. I'm going to do that problem now. Let's do number 8. Yes? Oh. Well, we got to go on. Okay. Parallel. Oh, I think you're going to get the answer when I graph this. Let's just do a sketch. Nothing fancy, just a sketch. Now, do you remember how to graph the first one? Well, we have to remember these things because everything in math builds. So next year, Kathleen, we got to know how to do it. Let's take y equals -3x plus 4. What is the -3? It's the slope. Remember, that's rise over run. So it's -3 over what? 1. What's the 4? Y-intercept. Remember, it's where you begin. It's the B, or begin. Okay, so I'm going to go up to 4. Remember, we started 4. And then,
Could I have that quiz for the classroom?
I don't know where it is, you can look. No, I will.
She could take it tomorrow.
Yes, because, well, they're all supposed to be taking a quiz tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, in a moment. Now, you guys, let's find another point on our line. We're going to go down 3 and over 1 because it's a negative slope. There's the line. Y equals -3x plus 4. Where's the ordered pair? It's 2, -1. I'm not sure where it is. It might be there. And I want these to be parallel. Whoops. That's not very good, is it?
They're parallel.
Is it adequate? Yes. Because you know what? We never assume. What's true about the slope of the black line and the blue line? If they're parallel, what has to be true about their slopes? Allison? What's true about the measurement here? They got to be the same. So what's the slope of this one? No x's, just a -3. So I have a point. I have 2, -1. I have the slope of my new line. And so it's y minus, what's y1? What's the y value here? -1 equals my slope, which is the same as the other one, which is -3. And then it's x minus what? What's the x value called? By the way? 2. Did the picture help you understand the question a little bit better? It didn't help? They're parallel. Their slopes are the same. Oh, this is good exercise. So number 9 is even harder. I don't need it. All I want is the slope to be the same. These two slopes to be the same. The 4 is where it crosses the y-axis. I don't know where this one does. My picture's in the wrong place, but that's okay. I just did that in my head, but that's okay. So number 9 is even tougher. Number 9, I want my new line to have a y-intercept of -5, and it has to be parallel to this line. Now, we did a bunch of problems with this. Whether or not you remember, I don't know. If it's going to be parallel to that line, or if I even want to graph that line, what do I have to do? We never graphed a line in that form. It's called standard form. How am I going to graph it? plus 2x. Well, I don't want plus. I want it to go away. So how do we go minus 2x? And remember when we did this? This was the circus worksheet that I did not get from everybody. So I get 4y equals, I like to keep my x's first, but you don't have to. And now I don't want 4 y's, I want 1. How do I get that, Lalo? How do I get 1 y from this? I don't want 4 times y, I want to get rid of that 4. What's the opposite of multiplying? Divide by 4. And I have to divide everything by 4. Okay, Allison, what do I get here? What's negative 2/4? Can you reduce that? It's 2 out of 4. So let me draw a picture. Here's my pie. I'm going to draw it into 4 parts. I want 2. What fraction of the pie is that? What fraction of the pie is this? It's 1/2. Yes. Plus what? I don't really care about this, but let's do it. What's 8 divided by 4? Well, because we can do it. Now, this new line is going to be parallel to this, which is going to be up beginning at 2 and have a slope of negative 1/2. So I'm going to go down 1 over 2. Something like that. And this one's going to have a y-intercept of negative 5, so it's down here. What's true about these slopes? If these are truly parallel, what's true about the slopes? They are close. They're equal. What's the slope here? Okay, you had to solve for y to get that slope. That's why I made this hard. So my slope is negative 1/2. I know my y-intercept. Was it negative 5? So what's the equation of the line? I would choose this form. You know what you don't like? You don't like the fact that I can choose 2 forms. So what's the answer here? What's m? And what is it here? Negative 1/2 x plus the y-intercept. That's a negative 5. We can do the perpendicular. Question for you is, do you know what perpendicular means? I haven't taught it. That's right. If I want to make these perpendicular, this is a symbol for perpendicular. And when my daughter, it's a right angle. And how many degrees in a right angle? 90. So when my daughter was in 2nd grade, they were studying right angles, and she didn't understand why that right angle was such a hot angle. 90 degrees.
Oh, I get it.
90-degree angle, that's a hot angle, let me tell you. Oh, yeah, in a second. So what if I wanted to write the equation line perpendicular to this? You guys, first off, what's true about the signs, Nick? This is a negative slope. This is a positive slope. So if it's perpendicular, the symbol, because math people are lazy, we don't want to write out the word perpendicular. So we made up a little symbol. They are opposites and they're reciprocals. So the perpendicular line here, what would the slope be? You flip it over and you opposite this negative sign to be plus. Okay, Cole and Allison? iPad shouldn't be out unless working on math. Yeah, she wasn't. I caught you. Yes. Okay, so Cole's going to ask a question I probably can answer in class. You want to read the problem to me? Because I forgot my iPad at home. I can't believe I did it.
I just want to see if this is right. I'm doing this.
Which number is this?
I did this.
Okay, number 4 is 5-3. It's not a long assignment, and m equals negative 4. This is out of the assignment that we did yesterday. I'm sorry it's confusing.
Just wait. Are you just writing down what we did?
I'm just copying the problem. I'll do it.
We just did last time on this lecture. Too much.
I'm just going to use point slope form. But you guys, I had to pick problems because it's not in your book. So I went to 5-2, and I changed the directions to write the equation of the line. Which form do you want? Y equals mx plus b?
Yes.
Or y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. I always want this form if I know a point and the slope. I know a point here. I know the slope. It's so much easier. Okay, David, what's the y value here? This is number 4 that you should turn in today. Y minus 3 equals the slope. Let's show you what's the slope. Right up there.
Oh, -4.
And then it's x minus
5.
5. I'm done.
Okay.
I love it. I'm done. Steve, yes, I'm sorry. We're just using regular paper that I have. It's gridded, and you try to keep yourself in the squares. I think it helps you stay organized, those of you who are not. And this is in the book. You have to go back to 5.2 to get the problems. Now, there was another one that was kind of hard. What's the one with the intercepts? Number 5. Cole's going to read this to me. We're going to do it. It says an x-intercept is what?
Our x-intercept equals -2.
Okay?
F equals -4.
Negative 4/3. Okay, I still want to use y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Works in every case except for vertical lines. Kind of works for vertical lines if you think about it. But anyway, okay. You know what I got to do? I got to rewrite the x-intercept as an ordered pair or I can't do the problem. Now I reviewed that. Let's review it again. If the x-intercept is -2, it's right here. What is that as an ordered pair? Mariah, put your phone away, please. Allison, what is that as an ordered pair? X-intercept is -2. I need an x and y coordinate.
Wait, so it will be, hold on.
Nick, do you know what it is?
I don't know what it is.
I'm just getting him back, that's all. No? What is it?
0 or
Okay, I have the numbers. 0, and I have a -2. Which one goes where? Which one's -2?
X goes first.
-2 because it's the x. Therefore, the other one must be 0. And my slope is -4/3. Okay, what's the equation look like? It's y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. I don't know how many times I said that today, but it's been a lot. Shay, do you know this one?
What sets it up?
What is this? Y minus, what's the y value? Now I got this, it's easy. Equals, and then it's what?
X minus -2.
Very good. Done. All right, I'm concerned we're done because my goal is to have you write the equation of the line. It's not the simplifying. Okay, you need to finish that assignment up and turn it in. And you can ask individual questions. There's a bunch of us in here, so you can get those questions answered, I hope. And if you're all done with that, then I have a review worksheet for you. This will record.
Say hi to it.
Hello. She's immortalized on YouTube because it goes on YouTube.